Hello, hatchlings, I'm back again. I would like to verify something that the little girl was not Oraka or any other girl in UA. Just a random girl, okay? Sorry. Anyway, part 2 of What If Deku was the Night Feeder. We're gonna do a time skip. Izuku's now 14. And, in the Pedwar, if you're Welsh. Izuku, this day takes place before the whole, they're gonna go to UA in 10 months and all that. They go on to a field trip to a rather scary forest. The teacher says to the students, "Okay, class, we're gonna go to a forest. And it's very unknown. So don't get lost there." Bakugo says, "Bah! If I ever got lost, I would just burn down the whole forest so I can find my way to camp." Izuku is sitting there just a bit scared since, well, here's the thing. He's basically a dinosaur now, and I would like to imagine they have a phobia of explosions since the meteor. Sorry. They get on the bus, and the teacher says, "Okay, since Izuku cannot fit through the door, we're gonna have to tow him there." And I have to mention this. In Primal, the Night Feeder is about the same size as Fang. But in my version, Fang is a lot bigger, same size as an actual Rex. And Spear is just an oversized man. So that's making Izuku is basically 10 feet tall. Yeah. Okay, back to the story. Izuku says, "Wait, sorry, teacher, but I could just run there. I realized ever since I've gotten older, I could just run. And I'm right next to the place where I should be." The teacher says, "Okay, let's see about that." Bakugo says, "Come on. You're just saying that so we'll feel sad. Well, guess what, you overgrown iguana? We don't." And let's just say, Izuku just gives him a glare that says, "Don't call me that." Anyway, when they're nearly there, Izuku is just in front of the bus, just running. And I would like to say this, Izuku don't need clothes. He's an animal, basically. And, yeah. He's basically an actual dinosaur, but that can talk. Sorry. The teacher is surprised at Izuku's speed, like all the other teachers that met him. But the teacher was new, so yeah, back to the story. When they got to camp, Izuku set up his little tent. But the teacher say, "No way, Izuku, we got a tent for you." Izuku turns back and says, "What?" And it's just a huge tent for a 10 feet tall creature. Izuku goes inside and stretches out a little bit. And, yeah. This is the part where they tell spooky stories. Izuku is just there eating stuff, and he's feeling a bit sick. The teachers say, "Izuku, are you okay?" Izuku says, "Yeah, don't know what's going on. I'm feeling a bit dizzy." The teachers say, "Okay, Izuku, just go back to your tent." Izuku goes back to his tent and he lies down. He has this vision of sorts where another dinosaur like him says, "So, we night feeders are multiplying. Good." He wakes up and in a shock. Izuku tries to brush it off, but it keeps haunting him. He goes out of the tent to get something to drink before he looks up at the moon. He smiles at it and says, "It's a very beautiful night tonight, isn't it?" And Izuku feels like something primal wakes up inside of him. He goes into the forest and starts bashing through trees, coming across people and eating animals. The teachers haven't realized that he's gone since they're concentrating on saying spooky stories. But one student, a girl, and let me say this, the ship in this thing will be Izuku plus Suyu. Yeah. Since they're both basically animals. Yeah, sorry. She's camping and she hears a loud roar. With trees falling in the background. She comes across this huge reptile of sorts with slimy skin and soulless green eyes. She's a bit scared before the monster picks her up and puts her back into her tent while nobody noticed. She's still scared a bit, but she says, "Thanks, I guess?" The creature just roars back, waking up the entire family, and Suyu's father says, "Honey, get the gun." She gets the gun, and Suyu's mother gets the gun, and shoot at Izuku. Now, let me explain. The reason why the monster in Primal, Night Feeder, was so flammable is because I like to imagine it's the slime. That stuff that covered the creature, it was the slime that triggered the flame. Izuku, in his primal state, goes running off in fear because he's basically a little flame. He finds a nearby pond and splashes into it. But once he's out of the pond, he falls back asleep. The next day came and the entire class found him, sleeping with a bunch of swans. Izuku wakes up in a jolt because he just sees, swans pecking at him, and he accidentally falls into the water, and for the first time ever, Bakugo sees Izuku's true color. Not as in metaphorical, but literal. In my idea, the Night Feeder is a little bit of a cyan and a lime. So yeah. Bakugo is weirded out. But once Izuku's out, he says, "What happened? Where am I?" The entire class said, we found you here. Did you accidentally wander off?" Izuku says, "I don't know. I had a weird dream." And the school trip ends with Izuku questioning life itself. Now, a month later, Izuku is in the beginning of the anime. Yeah. The teacher walks in saying, Okay, class, I'm gonna pick up these. I got the letters from what you want to be when you're an adult like me. He just throws the papers into the air and says, I know you want to be heroes, I'm playing with you. And unfortunately, this is the end of the video. I'm sorry, I tried to make longer videos, but didn't work. Yeah, I'm sorry. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more. Hit the bell notification to be notified if I make another video. Goodbye, hatchlings. You better stay in the nest.